Age of social media, all it takes nowadays to spark up an online fight is to merely have an opinion. One opinion will cause many to spiral into a pit hole of anger where no one dialogues, only insults the person who has the unpopular or even the popular opinion regarding the latest trends in comic books, movies, or pulp culture. It makes sense given the circumstance. After all, acting tough behind the protective wall of the black mirror we all own and use on a daily basis makes it easy for anyone to jump right into a tirade of insults and threats. Again, just for having an opinion that they may disagree with. I decided to go against that notion. I've decided to start a video series where we discuss the hot topic issues within the comic book industry and pulp culture and provide you with another perspective. One of logic, reason, with just plain old dialogue between two people who have different opinions. My co-host and I will discuss the pulp culture topics at hand in a fun, engaging, and respectable manner. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Julius Freeman, and with me as always is the one and only
Kyle.
Yeah, sorry for the hand movement. My camera's
He's just like,
funny.
we're high-fiving. That's what we're
like,
doing.
Yeah, it's I don't know, my camera's acting weird, so it's like it's losing its focus, so I have to like do the Jack Kirby, thing, the dynamic thing, so that way my camera
3D. It's in 3D.
3D. Whoa. What's up, Justin? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us in the show. Well, welcome back. We had a hiatus last week, but we're back tonight, and tonight we're discussing something that I didn't realize it was part of the comic book culture until we talked about it earlier, or it just dawned on me. I was like, oh yeah, this is all part of it, dropping books and picking up books. But before we get into that, Kyle, how was your week? What did you pick up? Let us know.
All right. Well, I'll let you know. So this week, I got some really cool books in. I actually got my books back from CGC that I sent from Fan Expo Dallas a couple months ago. And I have to say, I am pretty thrilled by what I got. So first up, I got a book series that we've been talking about for a while now, but it's quickly becoming one of my favorite comic books to read, and we'll emphasize that later on in this show. But this one is Absolute Batman #1, first printing, signed by Scott Snyder.
Nice.
In a 9.8.
9.8.
Yep.
Nice, dude. Very nice.
There it is. So, pretty cool. I am really happy with it. I love it. And it's going to be great. Like I said, Absolute Batman's quickly becoming my some of my favorite books to collect. And so I'm so glad to have that in my collection.
Yep, you and I both.
The next book is one that's definitely memorable for me for different circumstances. This one is my Ultimate Wolverine #1, signed by Alessandro Cappuccio and Chris Condon. And also got the 9.8, but this is the one where, the artist and I don't know, man. It was one of those things where I felt a little dismissed by him, I guess you would say.
I'd rather use the word disrespectful. How about that?
Disrespected, I guess. A little bit of a not great experience that I had with him. So, I don't know what I want to do with this book, because that's the problem, because the writer was awesome. And it was really cool to talk to, so I love having him. But the artist was a
little bit of a D-bag.
Yeah, so we'll figure out. I'm gonna figure out what to do with this book. I don't know whether or not I want to keep it or not. But next, I got these two books. These are special because they were from that mystery comic book pack that I got a while
Oh,
ago,
right.
and
Yes,
where
yes.
it had some variant covers of comic books. And so this one was the Red Hulk cover, and this one is the Virgin cover, which doesn't have the banner or anything on it. It's just the picture.
Right.
And I got that one signed by Inhyuk Lee. Hopefully I pronounced that right. But yeah, Red Hulk,
Nice,
number
dude.
one, also
Nice.
9.8.
That's a pretty rad cover.
Signed,
I have to say, that's a pretty rad cover. I love it.
Yeah. This one is one where it's limited to 1,000 copies. It's got the COA right there.
Nice.
So this one's really cool. Also, 9.8. I really love this cover of Red Hulk. I think it was really cool.
It's a great cover.
So
simple yet
it
effective.
It looks so nice just sitting there. And it's like you instantly know who it is, so that's good. And then this one, also the same pack, same artist as well, signed by Inhyuk Lee. This one is the One World Under Doom number 1, and it is Dr. Doom being taken over by Venom.
Oh, nice.
Got that sign, 9.8 as well.
9.8. Lovely.
Yep. I like this signature a little bit better because the silver stands out a little bit more.
Yes,
on
absolutely.
It.
Yeah.
I wish he had done that, or maybe gold or something would have been gooder on the Red Hulk.
Goodest, I should say.
Goodest. This one's goodest. That one would have been gooder.
Yeah.
This one also limited to 1,000 copies.
Very nice, dude. Very nice.
Yeah, pretty cool books. Happy to have them in my collection, and yeah, I'm still waiting on a few other books to come in, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
What about you? Did you pick up anything?
No, honestly, just Absolute Batman was the only book that I was really looking forward to this week, and I've been catching up on some reading as well. Because I feel like they just these books are just collecting. You're just piling up. The more I buy, and so finally this weekend that's coming up, I'm gonna catch up on a lot of the reading. I caught up with some just last night actually. I read Battle Beast, the latest of Battle Beast, and Absolute Batman. Absolute Batman, we'll talk more about that later on. Is it worth the pickup? But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, dude. And also, I've been kind of skimming through the birthday gift of the Superman Spider-Man crossover.
Oh,
books. Yeah, I've been kind of just looking through it, really studying like how DC and Marvel approached the first ever crossover of the two monumental characters, and just seeing what they did and how far out they went to make sure that everyone got their money's worth. Because $2 back in 1977 must have been a lot of money for a kid, because I'm sure adults were able to afford it. But I was just really, it's like a time capsule in a lot of ways to be able to study how what they did back in the day when they did crossovers. And it so far it's a lot of fun. So far it has been a lot of fun reading it. Yeah, that's it for me regarding what I picked up this week. But sorry, we're gonna have another thought.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's awesome, man. Because like you said, it would have been, I don't know, like what? I don't know what the inflation calculator would be, but I would assume it'd probably be like $10 at least.
I would say, roughly. I mean, a book that size, probably would have been more, dude. It probably would have been maybe 20. I would say
maybe 10 to 20. I mean, like 10 to $20 for just a comic book. I mean, today's net prices, that's not super. But it's like
oversized book, and it was pretty thick too, man. Like I was really impressed how much they put into the book. It's a thick book, for the price point, which is great. So I'm assuming, if it were today, let's just say, in some Elseworlds realm, DC and Marvel never had any crossovers until now. It would be $20 to $30 easy.
I think they'd probably push it to 30.
Yeah, I think they would. I mean, I would. If I were in their shoes, I would push it to 30. Why not? It's the first time ever. It's the two monumental characters of our respective companies. Why not do that? So, yeah, it's been great. It's been great studying like the old ways of the way they used to conduct their stories in business. So it's cool.
Nice.
Saying that, I'm sure from the beginning of when comic books became a thing up until this very moment, comic book readers, like I said earlier, it dawned on me when we were talking about tonight's show, the topic of tonight's show, dropping and picking up books. It's one of those minuscule things that I always overlook, and I'm sure a lot of us do, but I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm just one person with an opinion, but dropping and picking up books is the standard approach of reading comics.
Yeah.
And so when we were thinking about the topic of the show, or we had some few ideas for some topics that I think would have been really juicy, but this one just seemed like, you know what? I've been seeing a lot of negativity on social media for the past 2 weeks. A lot of drama farming, a lot of fighting, a lot of, this is crap, this is crap, this is crap. And not enough of, what's out there that's good, actually. What's out there that's actually good and worth, picking up and worth reading. And that's what it dawned on me too, again, of like, are people even reading comic books anymore? Like, or are we just buying them and like I do sometimes? I buy them and I put them in the stack and I'll read it later, And then as weeks go by, the stacks, like I said, gets bigger and bigger. And I'm like, dude, I need to start reading these books. Like, why? What's going on here? What's happening here? But for me, it's because of my, I have kids, so there's a lot of attention there. I got my own books that I'm working on, so I have a lot of a lot of time is being taken from reading books. So that's why I thought this was a great topic for tonight. Is what, you, Kyle, you have seems a lot more time to read comics because hey, you're a consumer. Like you say, you love to read. You love to check out new titles. You love to explore new titles because you're kind of fresh into reading comics and collecting comics, but you've caught on quickly. And so I thought, hey, why not you provide some insights as to what's really good out there right now that maybe people are sleeping on or missing out on? Because again, there's just so much going on, right? You got crowdfunding books over here. You got DC and Marvel there. You got other stuff over here. It's just constant pooling of, no, watch me, look at me, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it would be a fit to have the show where you just list off the books that you think are worth picking up, and also that you're dropping that maybe you could tell the people who may be thinking about it, like, hey, maybe don't waste your time reading this one. It might not be worth your money, because remember, these books are not cheap anymore.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It adds up quick.
Yeah, back then it was $1, $1.50, sometimes $2. And if a book didn't work out, whatever, you just toss it or whatever, or give it away to somebody, no big deal. But now they're $5 to $6, and it's like,
I know, I gotta really make a decision when I'm at the shelf. Do I really, really want this book?
Yeah,
it's like, do I want to spend that $5 more? After I already picked up all these other ones.
Shout out to K-pop. Hey, K-pop, nice to have you. Great show earlier. I caught some of your show with Rini Draws. Great show. You guys look like you guys had a great time. I'm gonna catch the replay to watch the whole thing, but I just kind of had went in there for like about 15-20 minutes to watch, and I had to dip out because I had to work. But LOL, most people do. Yeah. So do you do that? Do you do that, K-pop? Do you actually buy books and we just start adding it to the pile, and then eventually you get to it? But yeah, I'm very guilty of that. Yeah, it seemed like a fun show. It was very lively and fun. So I'm glad that you had someone like her. She's very talented. Rini Draws, by the way, Kyle, if you don't know.
Okay.
So anyways, go on.
She said, yeah, she does.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's it, dude. It's like a major problem for me, for sure. Let's see. I started during lockdown with 8 boxes. Dude, what?
Yeah.
Welcome to the club, K-pop.
I know. I found that out too when I first started collecting, comic books as well. It's like, they fill up fast.
Oh, for sure, real fast. And much to the detriment of my wife, I added a new box, and she's like, "Oh, great! Are you gonna go back to that?" I was like, "No, I promise, I promise, I won't let it happen." But you're saying, Kyle?
Nothing, just saying that, there's, like you're talking about, there's so many books on the shelves right now.
Yeah.
And it's, daunting to go and read every single one, as we say, because, time gets in the way and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard picking and choosing which ones to actually get. And, there's so many of them out there that I think what we want to try to do tonight is give you some good options on some really good books that we've been picking up, mainly I've been picking up, that have been good and that are worth that $5 or,
Right.
whatever. And then also some books too that where maybe they may have started off strong and then now they're kind of petering out. That's a little unfortunate, but that's what happens in comics, and it's unfortunate.
For sure.
But it's something where you need to like be aware of more so than ever now, because where before, like you said, if they're $1, it's like, oh well, I'll hang on for a little bit longer. Maybe they'll get going.
Maybe it'll
or
get
something
better.
like that.
Maybe it'll
get better. Now it's like, no. I see any dip, I'm out. I'm done. You gotta keep my attention, my like for this series up high. Otherwise, I'm done because I can't afford it anymore. So
talk about being priced out, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who are new to the show, again, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like and leave a comment and join the chat. Don't be afraid to chime in and share your thoughts on what we're going to talk about tonight. But just so as a preface, I just want everyone to know this is not a personal attack on the creators of the books. Okay.
Yeah.
No personal attack. This is strictly objective, professional, like on my part anyway, because I produce my own books. I've studied the craft. I have a bit of more of an insight as to, techniques, I guess. Kyle is the consumer. He is the reader, pure and simple. He is the reader. He's no intention of writing his own stuff. He just wants to buy and consume because he just, again, it's great to have people like that in the reading comics, because that's what you're the gauge of whether or not something's working or not, which is why the letters page was such an important factor of an issue of a comic book, because then you got to see maybe some letters where you're like, I agree with this guy who wrote this letter. Actually, I have the same thought about what happened in issue 34 of this book that I'm reading.
I know, that's why I feel like, I wish they kept, like, the only company that I know of or series that I know of that still does letter pages is Transformers. They have a letters page, but all the other titles and stuff, they don't have letter pages anymore, which is weird because I'm reading the old, like my old Green Lantern run. Not even old, they're just from the 90s, but reading the letter pages from them, it's like, that's really cool because I actually get to see and hear what people think about these stories back when it came out. It's like you said, like a time capsule of, and it's just something that's missing, and it's like, it really wouldn't be too much to add a letters page in it.
I think it's just the amount of work that goes into it. I mean, can you imagine just getting like just a whole bunch of emails and letters, and you have to pick which one you have to like go on the issue? But hey, but again, if you have the resources, why not? Why not take advantage of the resources and find out the feedback of the stuff you're putting out there? Yeah. But with that said, just remember, guys, this is all for. We love comic books. We love talking about comic books. And I'm a believer that if you spend money on a comic book, you have every right to speak out on whether or not it entertained you or not.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So would you like to go ahead and let's start doing this thing?
All right, let's start. We're going to be ranking the new comic book day books.
Okay. And now you want to give our audience a little explanation as to what we're going to do here while I pull up the screen here.
Sure. So while he pulls that up, I mean, it's going to be like any other ranking video that you've seen before. We have a tier list. I have selected the books that I have personally been picking up and have been collecting and reading. And again, this is not an exhaustive list of every single new comic book day book that's coming out. These are just books that when I look at the wall of books, these are the ones that I gravitate towards, and the ones that I have been picking up and consistently reading for, months, some of them years. And so we're going to be putting them into this list where S tier is going to be, why haven't you picked this up yet? You should have been picking this up, day one. You need to go out right now. Forget watching this show. Go out there, get it right now.
Turn off your YouTube and go to the comic shop before they close.
A tier is going to be, great book, gonna be solid book every single time you read it. B is gonna be it's good. It's the good filler type book. It's not necessarily super great, but it's also not horrible either. C is gonna be we're getting to the, it's readable.
Yeah.
There's a story.
It's passable.
It's passable.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a little bit extra money to spare, you can get that one. And then D tier is going to be, almost, D tier is going to be drop.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Drop. Don't even bother because it'll be potentially a waste of your money if you do pick up this book. And again, I understand that art is subjective. Some people are going to like what you don't like, and that's fine. But this is all strictly from Kyle's perspective. So again, don't take it personal. It's just this is how he comes off not how it comes off. This is what he gets when he reads these books and wants to share his thoughts with you guys. So
yeah.
So here we go.
All right. And so, we'll just be going down the list. The list has been randomized, so they're not in order of how it's going to be. I'm going to give my takes and reasonings for each book. There are, a lot of these books Julius hasn't read. Mm-hmm. There are a few in here that he has read, but he also, I talk about it all the time whenever we're at work. So he knows my thoughts as well when reading it. And you've also, you've skimmed through a few of these books.
A few,
and so somewhat of them. But
a little bit, a tad. Yeah, a tad.
Yeah, so we're going to go through them right now. So first up, we have Green Lantern Corps. This book is the series that Jeremy Adams is writing alongside the normal Green Lantern run. The normal Green Lantern run, where we're going to get to later, but this is for the Green Lantern Corps. I'm going to put this in A.
Oh, okay. A, right off the bat. Now, why A? What is it that has been... I'm assuming A is consistently good, so walk us through as to why Green Lantern Corps, written by Jeremy Adams. Who's the artist of this book? Do you know off the top of your head?
There's a few guest artists that kind of swap in and out. Okay. But the main artist, I don't have it pulled up at the moment, but I can in just a second. Let me see.
Dead air.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to just talk, while we're going through it. Fernando Parson.
Okay. All right. So then walk us.
Don't know whether or not I'm pronouncing that right, but
well, apologies to the artist if we did pronounce your name. If you ever do get a chance to watch our show, which you should, and subscribe and leave a comment. Why Green Lantern Corps? Why is this an A? And why should people start reading this book if they haven't done so already?
So the reason I would put this obviously higher because Green Lantern is obviously my favorite. However, this series almost kind of feels like an afterthought to the main series. Not an afterthought, but it's like the stories that they couldn't get to in the main line, they kind of dump in the Green Lantern Corps line.
Okay, interesting.
And so, not saying that the stories are bad. There's some good stories, but it's like it almost doesn't know what it wants to be because there's good stories, but there's a lot of stories where it gets taken over by the mainline book when they have crossover events because they just need extra space to do stuff. So then they kind of just take over Green Lantern Corps, and then it just kind of becomes two of the main Green Lantern books, just one with a different title now. And then when the crossover or something's over, then it just kind of goes back to just like, what are we gonna do now type of thing. So
okay, all right.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna maybe put it at B. I think it's
gonna be, what? Yeah. In the middle of it? Oh, dang. Okay,
yeah.
B.
Now that I'm thinking about it, so it's like it's good when it's good, but it's only good when it's with Green Lantern. So it's when they do crossover and they do have everything, it's fantastic. But when it's not, then it kind of suffers a lot, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
I still recommend picking it up.
I wonder what the not the issues, but I guess what's the deal is with that. I wonder if it's something that I mean, you met Jeremy Adams, right? Did you ever meet?
I was about to mention that though. It's Jeremy Adams who's co-writing with another writer.
Who's the co-writer?
A Morgan Hampton.
Okay, I never heard of him, but okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But so I think it's one of those things where it's like Jeremy Adams probably has the stories that he wants to do, and he probably has like final say. But I'm sure it's probably Morgan who does most of the writing.
Yeah, he probably does the scripting of the story idea.
So I think may have. That's what really kind of throws it off a bit. But I do recommend picking up this book, especially when they do the crossover events with the mainline book.
Okay.
All right now.
So there you have it. B for Green Lantern Corps, written by Jeremy Adams and a lot of guest artists, apparently.
Yeah, there's a lot.
All right. So what's next on the list?
So next we have Godzilla versus Kong versus JLA series number 2.
Series number 2.
I'm going to say I'm going to probably put this in B as well.
B, okay.
It's one where it's like, it's serviceable. It's fun. You're not going to, it's not like high cinema type, you're not expecting a whole lot when you're reading it. Yeah. But there's a lot of fun stuff that they do, and they do try to like, go all out with some of this stuff. I mean, like in the last series, they had Godzilla wear a Green Lantern ring. So it's like,
really?
In this series, they basically mutate King Shark into a kaiju to fight Godzilla in them. So it's like,
that's pretty cool. I like that.
So there's a lot of like, I mean, if you like the like Godzilla Kong movies and stuff like that, they're basically just popcorn movies. You're not and that's basically what this book is. It's just a big popcorn book that you can just kind of sit there and just like, oh, that's cool, all right, flip the page, oh yeah, that's cool, flip the page, oh yeah.
For a second there, I thought you were going to tell me that they gave Godzilla a Batman cowl that he could wear.
I mean,
to fight King Kong.
Honestly, I mean, he has a giant bat mech that he uses to fight them. So, it's like, it gets really ridiculous. I mean, at this point, they probably would, have him.
And it still gets a B from you, huh? Even with all that.
It's like I said, it's a fun popcorn book if you want to have a popcorn book.
Gotcha. Okay.
Next would be Absolute Flash.
Absolute Flash. All right.
I'm putting this in C.
Ooh, C. Ouch.
Yeah.
This is the all-in, right? Oh, Absolute Flash. This is like
the Absolute Flash. This is in the same universe as Absolute or supposedly in the same universe as Absolute Batman, Superman, all of them.
Okay.
I'm putting this
C. Okay.
Yeah. I'm putting it in C because it would be higher. However, the artist switches in between issues, and the main artist that was at the beginning, if it was just the main artist in the beginning, I would put this up at B. But because they keep switching, and I have to say that the secondary artist isn't as good as the first artist, it does take you out because you lose a lot of detail and a lot of really cool aspects that did make this series cool, and it does hinder it. As along those lines as well, the story, ironic, but because we're talking about the Flash, it's slow. There's nothing that's happening. Like he's barely getting his powers, and I think we're in issue like 4 or 5 now. He's barely starting to get his powers and barely starting to fight bad guys.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Who's the writer of this one?
It is again. Let me another dead space here for a moment.
Yeah, sorry guys. I
keep on asking all these follow-up
I know.
questions.
I thought you would have the names of the writer and the well, not the artists, but at least the writer, because they're.
I mean, again, we're in a high budget show right here, so we
top notch.
Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe as well. The writer is Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire is writing this, and he took him 4 issues to. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we're actually this one actually we are in currently up to issue 6. That's the newest one that just came out.
Okay, but at that point he has his powers though.
Well, yeah, no, kind of.
Dude, 6 issues in, and he's barely using he's barely gonna use these powers.
Yeah, he hasn't really been established as Flash. Like he just really put on his costume and actually doing stuff. He's still trying to figure out his powers right now.
Okay, okay. Well, let me ask you this question then: is the slow burn worth the wait?
No.
Oh, really?
It's not. I don't necessarily care because it's Wally West. That's the Flash,
right?
And there's something that happened with Barry. I don't know if we can spoil it, but
go ahead and spoil it. I mean, it's at the sea level.
So Barry dies in the first, where I guess supposedly dies. Again, it's confusing because he supposedly dies, but I guess maybe he's in time somewhere.
Right.
But then he also kind of dies because we see his bones. So it's I don't know. And he gets his suit from that. And then he basically just has a mental breakdown and then just starts running. And then his rogues gallery are the government that come and are trying to capture him. And it's basically just been that for the last couple issues of them trying to capture him and him just running off.
Wow. Okay, that's surprising because Jeff Lemire usually is a solid writer. He always delivers on all his stories, and so this is very surprising that he's waited 4 to 5 issues to just showcase Absolute Flash's powers, which is I don't know. I feel like you want to start up right off the bat when it comes to these kind of books.
Yeah, you would think, but it's not that way.
Wow, so there you have it, folks. Jeff Lemire's Absolute Flash is C. Wow.
Yeah, if it doesn't get better in this next couple issues, it's gonna drop down to.
You're gonna drop it.
Drop it. Yeah,
you're pretty much gonna drop it. Yeah. All right. What's next on the list?
All right. Next we have Void Rivals. I know this one's written by Robert Kirkman. I am putting this in C as well.
What? Really?
Yeah. It started off great. It started off in A.
Okay.
Then slowly been dropping down ever since.
And in what way? What exactly has been happening? Because I know this is supposed to be the book that's supposed to converge everything, right? G.I. Joe, Transformers.
Supposed to be. When that's going to happen, I have no idea because it takes so long to get to anything.
How far are we?
We're in 20 issues.
20 issues? Yeah. And nothing yet? No teaser, nothing?
We are barely getting to have Autobots and Transformers in this series. And it's that's it. It's besides that, nothing else. So yeah, we're in. Let's see, what issue are we at right now? We are in issue. The next one comes out as number 22.
Wow. Now, okay, the same question as the last book: is the slow burn worth it? Because Robert Kirkman is famous for the slow burn. He loves to take his time to tell the story so they can have a bigger impact. Now, is Void Rivals does it have that same element to it, or it's not been working out for you.
Again, it did at the beginning, but now that we've gone through it all, it's like the slow burn is getting so worn out at this point. You need to turn up the gas or turn it off. It's
Okay.
Yeah. It also doesn't help too that again, artists changed in the last couple issues, I want to say 3 or so issues. And again, not as good as the original artist. It's been loses detail and it loses definition in the art. And so it's also just the story. Like, again, it has good elements in it and it could be developed really well, but it gets too bloated sometimes, but also nothing happens. There's like times where it's just like it has a whole issue dedicated to a side story from a side character that I don't care about because I don't know. I have no care for what I think this character has something to do with Transformers, but I don't know that character. So having a whole issue for him just made me hate the issue because I have no idea what I'm reading. So yeah, this series, while it started off great, has been dropping.
Okay, well there you have it, guys. Void Rivals at sea.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next? Next on the list,
Red Hulk. I am going to put this in A, actually.
Whoa, okay. Who is the writer of this one?
I have been enjoying Red Hulk. I am talking because it's been the 4th time now. I should probably have it up when we're doing it.
Kyle. Yes, I think you should.
Let's see.
For those watching at home, let us know. Do you think Kyle's full of it? Do you think he's wrong in some of these opinions? Because I'm genuinely shocked. I'm not acting. I am shocked that Void Rivals is on C in his list because it's Robert Kirkman. He's a big deal. He's a big name. The fact that you're saying that's it's not working out for you is like it's mind-boggling to me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Don't be shy. Don't be shy to share your thoughts. But go on.
Benjamin Percy is the writer for it.
But
it's not
so
like
crazy.
Normal Benjamin Percy because he actually has a title that he can like actually do stuff with. And so he doesn't have to worry about it. Now, whenever the series ends,
that's going to be
that's going to be the defining thing on it.
For those watching, Kyle and I have this running joke about Benjamin Percy. We like his work. We've enjoyed his work, but we've noticed that whenever he writes anything that's a short series, it ends in a whimper almost every time. Not a satisfying ending, not a climactic ending, none of that. It's just like a balloon that someone pokes a hole in and it just slowly deflates.
Yeah, I know. It's like it starts off strong.
Yes.
And then it just like what Void Rivals did, just kind of goes down. And so
which is why I laughed. Which is why I laughed when you mentioned.
I know it's funny though because it doesn't. It's not. He's not writing it as like he normally writes. Which
right.
He actually has fun while writing this.
Oh, okay, so it shows, huh? It shows.
It shows because there's a lot of really good elements that they have in this series. Basically, if you just the short synopsis is that because it's part of the whole tie-in series that Marvel's doing where Doom takes over the world and he's control of everything.
Yeah.
And so Red Hulk, since he's like general in the army and stuff like that, he is deemed too of a wild card by Doom. So he gets thrown into a prison. And so for the first I want to say 3 or 4 issues, it's just about him trying to break out of the prison while not having his powers because he's been depowered. And he's working with Deathlock and Machine Man and some other guys that are in the prison as well to help him escape. And so it's like, and basically they need to get him out into sunlight so that he can recharge his gamma rays and then get back to, then be Red
That's
Hulk
cool.
again.
See, I like that. That's a very cool premise, actually.
Yeah, so
it raises the stakes and it leaves you in a suspenseful way. So that's fantastic.
So yeah, it's been a really good series. Now again, there's been some issues that are kind of like a little less than perfect, but overall it's been really good, and it's been one of the ones that I definitely liked a lot while reading it.
So you have it, guys. Red Hulk is an A.
Yeah,
which is the first A, which I'm surprised it's the Red Hulk, but fantastic. All right, next.
I know it's surprising. Looking at this list, you wouldn't think it.
Yeah, exactly. But what's next on the list here?
All right, next we have Amazing Spider-Man. This is basically their revamp of Amazing Spider-Man because they didn't know what else to do, so they just revamped it and then did a number one.
Yeah.
I am going to put at C.
Yeah. Now I know this one's written by Joe Kelly. I know Pepe Larraz was the artist, and Pepe Larraz drew The Big Game with Mark Miller a few years back, and it was a great series. So when I saw his name in this issue, I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Pepe Larraz drawing Spider-Man is gonna be fantastic. But walk us through this series, because obviously it's not on the A, it's not on the B, it's in the C. So what is it that's that put it in the C?
Again, it's one of those issues where it started off strong. I would have, if it had kept the same amount of energy that it had in the first few issues, it would have been the A/B category. But it's just been like, again, little action, just talking heads, and then it's just slowly been declining in terms of storytelling. I'm not caring for Spider-Man anymore. It's just been about all these other different characters that's around him. And the action in itself, again, go through the whole issue of talking heads for the final page to then the bad guys show up to then have to get the next issue. And then they fight for like 2 pages and then it's more talking heads again. It's like, why? Why can't I just get some of the action in the actual story? And I have to say too, current again, they switched artists again, as they do, and not. But the thing is, the switching artist though was John Romita Jr. And I'm sorry, but sorry to John Romita Jr. This is not his best work that he had put on this in the last couple issues he did that I've read.
Really?
It was not good. And I'm surprised because I had to go look back at John Romita Jr.'s other works. And I'm like, where's this John Romita Jr.? It felt like he was kind of phoning it in because, again, there was like no action. It was just talking heads. And the talking heads that they were doing were, I had to do a double take because I couldn't tell if the actual person that was talking in one panel was the same person that was talking in the next panel. And I'm talking about Aunt May. Yeah. I couldn't tell if Aunt May was the same in one panel to the other.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that may have been either a rush job or maybe he phoned it in because maybe he spread himself too thin. But that's surprising. That's very surprising. And that, and let me just comment on this trend that I don't understand why this trend started with Marvel and DC where they switch up artists in the middle of storylines. Like, why can't we have a storyline or storylines with the writer and artist working together constantly, consistently? It's like it doesn't make any sense to me at all. And people wonder why the sales are down. It's like you can't keep switching up artists every month or every other month. I'm sure there's reasons. I'm sure if we ever get a chance to interview an insider on the show, and we get to ask them that, we might get some insights. But it's just so mind-boggling to me that they don't keep consistency like a major key element of selling books.
I know. You know what? Actually,
what's up, Jason? I'm here. Go live.
Now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm looking at my notes and I'm looking at the rating I gave for all the issues. It put it in D.
What? No way, dude. Are you serious?
I'm dropping it. I don't care for it anymore.
Oh, dang. Okay. Well, there you go. So you're dropping it then? This is
Yeah, I'm dropping it. I'm done. I don't want to read it anymore. It started off good. It was promising, but I'm going back over my like, because on the app that I have, where I can see all of the issues, and you can rank each issue as you read them. And I do that every time I read it. I'm going over, and it's like it's out of 5 stars. It just keeps going.
Wow. Okay. Well, he's dropping Amazing Spider-Man, written by Joe Kelly and drawn by, I guess, apparently again various artists on every month or every other month. So wow. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man dropped by Kyle.
Yeah.
So wow, that's surprising. What's next on the list?
All right, next for now, I'll preference that in a minute. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
by Jason Aaron
and Juan Ferreira. S tier.
S. Wow, the first one to make it to S tier.
Yes.
Now, I will speak on this because I have been reading this series as well. I make no secret that I was a fan of the Ninja Turtles, but of the cartoon and of the movies, not so much the comic books. So that was a bit before my time. So when I got introduced to Turtles, it was because of the cartoon. So I love the cartoons and the movies, obviously. And the comic books were always like in my peripheral view when I went to comic shops, but I never cared to ever pick up a Teenage Mutant Turtle comic book. And until this issue, until this team came together. Now, Jason Aaron came on when they revamped it. He had other artists that were involved, but then Juan Ferreira came on issue 6.
Issue 6.
Okay,
because they had 4 issues, one for each turtle with a different artist.
Right.
And then they had one that was for Casey Jones. And then in issue 6, it was all of them coming together, and Juan Ferreira was the one that
now this was like when Kyle showed me a preview of Juan Ferreira's work, I was like, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna pick it up. I don't care. I'm gonna pick this up because I had discovered Juan Ferreira through Twitter. He was posting up these turtle pinups or like images, and I was like, wait, is he drawing turtles or is he just doing this for fun? I had no idea. I had no clue until he finally announced it that he was going to be the artist, and I was like, oh, dude, this guy's gonna. All right, well, I'm gonna get it, and sure enough, I was not disappointed. Every issue has been solid. Juan Ferreira's artwork has been just phenomenal. And if you guys have not been reading this run or this 6 issues, because they're leaving.
I know
12,
that's the preference. Yeah. We'll talk about it in a second, but keep going.
Yeah. Pick it up. Go to your back bins or go to your shops. Order it if you can on back order if it's still available. Get the trade, whatever. This to me is worth every penny and your time to read. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Like I said, you need to go and get this because his Juan Ferreira's art in drawing the turtles is so dynamic and so the facial expressions that he's able to get out of the turtles, and it's exactly what you want because it's so exaggerated, but not so exaggerated that's too cartoony, but it's just enough exaggerated that you're like, oh, that's Amazing Turtles right there. And the story itself by Jason Aaron is so good, and the way that he lays it all out, and you can follow it very well with what you're going to go with the story, with what's the plot is, that it's a dynamic duo that should have been on longer than they have.
I agree.
That's the thing.
I agree.
Because they say, the reason why I preferenced it to begin with it for now is because this team, the Jason Aaron Juan Ferreira team, is being terminated and a new team is coming on. Don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to continue the story or if they're going to just revamp it again. But honestly, that dynamic duo was so good that I almost want to drop it just because they're not on it, because nothing's going to be as good as them almost, you know?
Juan Ferreira sequentials are phenomenal, and it's just upward for him after this one. So if Marvel or DC doesn't get this guy into an exclusive contract and utilize his talents, huge mistake on the part of whoever decides not to do that, because Juan Ferreira deserves to be the top. He's still, in my eyes now, he's top art. He's top tier forever for me.
Yeah.
And so, if you guys have not picked this one up, do it. I urge you to do it. You will not regret it. So, anything else you want to add to the Turtles, or you want to move on to the next?
No, I guess we'll move on. The next one would be G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, the new one, not the
new one.
Event. Yeah.
Skybound. This is supposed to be connecting with Void Rivals and Transformers. I am putting this in A.
A, okay.
A.
All right.
So this one is very good. This is written by Joshua.
Sorry. Justin wants to know who's taking over after them on TNT here. It's gonna be Who Cares, Justin? Who cares? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure they're gonna be replaced by a talented writer and a talented artist. It's just that, again, I need to see the pages. I need to look at the issue to see whether or not it's going to be worth me continue on reading, because I kind of like the story that Jason Aaron was writing, and now that he's going to be gone, when a new writer comes in, they just wipe it clean and start over again. So
I know that's the thing.
That's the thing. So okay, go on with G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe on A. Okay, second book to make it to A. Now,
yes,
why?
G.I. Joe on A, written by Joshua Williamson and Tom Riley. He's the artist. And I put this in A because I do generally like this story a lot, because it does actually cross over and stuff with Transformers.
Okay.
It's very reminiscent of Duke, the miniseries that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And they make references to Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good series. I highly recommend that as well. It was a miniseries that had already passed. So if you can go back and get that, that was really good. They reference it a lot in this series. It's kind of like a continuation of it, except with all the different G.I. Joes. And there's a lot of really good sub-stories. All of them are all very good being connected with Transformers. That's the thing, is like, this is really good when it's connecting with Transformers. Void Rivals, however, hasn't been very good when connecting with Transformers, and Void Rivals hasn't even tried to connect with G.I. Joe. So it's like, I don't even know what Void Rivals and stuff is doing, but G.I. Joe and Transformers are a lot easier to connect. And so it's been very good so far. And a lot of really good dynamics of different teams that they've had between them. So I definitely recommend picking that up.
Awesome. All right. Next on the list is Absolute Superman.
Absolute Superman. I am putting this in B.
B. Okay, not bad. Not bad.
B is one where it's like, yeah, it's middle of the road. It's good. It's not terrible. It's also not really great either. So it's
so it's just whelmed, not overwhelmed, underwhelmed, whelmed.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking over my notes right now. It's
I will say right off the bat, I read the first issue because of course it's Superman and I love Superman. He's my favorite character. So I was curious to see how Jason Aaron would handle the Man of Steel in this Absolute universe. And no, after this first issue, I was like, nope, I'm not digging the lava hands that he has, or the lava feet.
Yeah.
I did like the background story of Krypton and how it was like a class system.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me too much. It's just that I don't know. There's something. It was too brooding for me, and it's kind of hard. I'm already kind of tired of the brooding Superman trope. I kind of want Superman to be a beacon of hope, in some form or fashion. Even if you make him a little brooding, it's got to be like overweight by the hope's got to outweigh the despair brooding thing, right? So after the first issue, I was like, yeah, you know what? Nah, I'm good. So
yeah, I mean, I've hung around a little bit more. Yeah, I've hung around a little bit more. It's up to issue 9, 10 right now. I think 10 just came out. I haven't read issue 10 yet, but the story itself, again, it's like, it's good. I'm waiting for the thing to happen to make it really good.
Ah, gotcha.
But in the same vein too, it's at that like boiling point where it could also go really bad. And so it's like that decision needs to come soon. Otherwise, it's just gonna go dropping because nothing's happening.
So. Nothing is happening. That's like that. That's death in the story. Nothing is happening. I mean, something must be happening in the story.
I mean, yeah, stuff is happening. Like again, stuff. Not saying nothing's happening. I'm saying nothing happening of super significance.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's really like
Unhinged. Yeah, Unhinged says that there was too much exposition in the Absolute Superman, but the art is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. The art was fantastic. I will say
art's really good. I really enjoyed looking at the art.
But the story just didn't connect with me, and I was like, nope, not for me. So I put it down. I dropped it after the first issue.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have Conan the Barbarian. S tier. Immediate.
S tier. Immediate. I won't even think twice. Okay.
If there was something above S tier, then put it there.
Okay. So I read a few issues of this one, and I was really happy to see that Jim Zub was writing it because I have been a fan of Jim Zub's work for a long time. If you guys are old school, you guys know the comic book that he had under Image Comics called Skull Kickers, and it was the best fantasy comic book that I ever read because it I don't know, there's something about it that just hooked me immediately. And I'm not a fan of fantasy. I don't mind it from time to time if it's more of a universal approach to it and not too heavy handed. So like I'm okay with it if it's like that. And Skull Kickers is very heavy, but Jim Zub made it so entertaining I couldn't stop reading it. So when I saw his name on Conan, I was like, perfect, that makes perfect sense. Jim Zub is the perfect writer to write Conan. So I was very happy that he got that. And I read the first few issues, but then I dropped it because it just ended up being too many books that I was getting at the time. And I was like, well, I got to drop one. And unfortunately, Conan is one that I had to drop. But go ahead, Kyle.
You shouldn't have dropped it.
I know, man. I know. You've been telling me that it's been awesome and solid. And you know what? Again, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a second because it is Jim Zub. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I can't tell you how great it is. And this is one of those instances too, where, like a lot of other issues, they switch artists, and the only thing that I will say about that is that when they do switch artists, it's still amazing. It's different. They have a different artist. It's a different style, but it still works with Conan. And it was a little jarring at first because their initial artist, which was Rob De La Tour, is fantastic drawing for Conan. And then they switched to Doug Brathwaite. Again, it was a different shift. But then when I actually started reading the issues with his art, it's amazing. He has really good, it's a different style of art, but it's both really good. And they've had a couple other artists as well that's come on. Some that have been a little bit less, some have been a little bit better. But most of them, all good when drawing Conan. So
now, let me ask you this. Do they change the artist in the middle of a storyline or do they change it after a storyline is done?
I was just about to mention that. That's the best. Another really good part about it. They finished the sub-storyline. And then the next storyline, they switch artists, so you can always jump in at that point. And then they go through about 4 issues, and then another storyline, and then get another artist, or go back. They used to just go back and forth between them two, and then they kind of have been adding a few more. So it's kind of been like a hopscotch, like one,
gotcha.
Kind of thing. But
now see, Jim Zub understands the assignment. That's how you do it. If you're gonna switch up artists, do it after the story arc is over, because in that way the reader is not. You don't jar the reader to be like, "Whoa, what the hell happened here?" Like, what? I was expecting so and so's artwork this month. Why is there a different guy here in the middle of the storyline?
Right.
So, great. Kudos to Jim Zub.
Yeah, it's another thing too that it's really good because it works really well for each one of the short stories that has a continuation that you can see. But with each short story, they also do like time jumps and also, back in time and do different, the one story that you're reading with one artist is its own self-contained story. And then the next artist with the next series is its own self-contained story, but it's still Conan's life that you're following. So it's his life throughout the whole thing. So yeah, and then also I'm keep rambling on this, but it's so good.
hey, it's an S tier. It's an S tier, Kyle. So go ahead.
Also, they put a catch-up paragraph right at the beginning. So in case you didn't know what happened, you just read that paragraph. It instantly tells you, and they have a map where they tell you where he's been and where he's going and stuff like that. So
bravo, Jimza, bravo.
It's
beautiful.
Been fantastic. I can't recommend that enough.
Justin Soto says, I am floored by De La Torres's John Buscema impression.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have a few John Buscema Conan issues, right, that you picked up?
I believe so, yeah.
Have you read those issues yet or not? You haven't had a chance
No, not yet. I've been focusing mainly on the news.
Yeah, because I've been reading some of those. I've been picking up some of those John Buscema Conan issues at our local comic shop because they have a pretty good collection. And you're right, Justin. I mean, no one compares to John Buscema's Conan. He just understood he's another example of understanding the assignment and providing everything that you can get from a Conan story. So yeah, John Buscema is the guy you always should emulate when you draw Conan. So I'm happy that a lot of artists have kept that alive. So much respect to De La Torres for keeping that look alive.
So again, can't recommend it enough. So we'll move on. The next book is Batman: Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice.
League for Justice. Which one is this one here?
I am putting this in B.
B, okay. All right. Not bad. Average.
So it's B because it just started. Okay. I've been enjoying the previous Gotham by Gaslight story, and that was really good. And now they this is the next series title where they're introducing all the other Justice League characters in this 1700s time period.
Okay.
And so I've been enjoying this series so far. Again, this is one where it's like it's good, but it's also fairly new. So I'm putting it in B because it could be really great and it could go all the way up to S, but it also could be less. But I'm not saying it would be, but it's just because it just started and the previous series was really good, and I believe it's the same team that's writing. And
your it's the first issue, so the first issue was at least passable, I guess.
Yeah, okay. It was definitely good. I will say the only gripe I have about it is that like the title's so long. It's Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice. Batman is like not really that much in it because it's focusing on all the other Justice League characters. So it's like it's not really a Gotham by Gaslight. It's just like that time period. So it's a nitpicky thing, but yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Next on the list is Ultimate Wolverine.
Ultimate Wolverine. I am putting that in C.
C.
Edging on D.
Whoa, really? That's interesting because this book started off strong from what I've read online from people who picked up the issue.
It did start off strong. However, it's been slowly declining again, like the other issues.
What is it exactly that's the declining?
The story, the art has been great, but the story itself has been a little lackluster, which is, again, I say that. However, I have beef with the artist, and the writer's really cool.
Yeah.
So, but the writing hasn't been the best, but the art's still been good. So it's like, I don't know how I feel about this book. It's one of those
Interesting.
things.
No, I mean that's totally fair. That always happens. I think that happens to a lot of us who read comic books, who've been reading comics for a lot of years. That you read a certain book and then you meet the creator, and the creator's extremely nice, and you feel bad because you're like, well, dude, I secretly think you're not very good at your
Yeah,
job,
I know that's the thing, but he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, and that's the tough part about meeting people at the cons, is that for the most part, artists are thin-skinned individuals. A lot of us cannot take criticism at all, and I'm guilty of it too. But I've gotten better as I've gotten older. Realizing that I'm in a lot of ways, we're in the entertainment business. I'm in the boredom killing business.
Yeah.
If I'm presenting you with a book or any kind of product, a movie, a TV show, a book, whatever, I'm asking you to give me attention so that I can entertain you. And if I fail, then I deserve every ire and attack that I get from the person who paid money I'm paying you so that way you can kill my boredom for a few hours. And if you don't do it, then I'm going to let you know how I really feel. So, unfortunately, that's not the case with a lot of people. It's best to just keep mum, because you just never know how people will react. Yeah. And considering the fact that you actually like the creator, I'm sure it's just as hard to just be like, oh man, I wish I could tell him this, but I'm afraid he might react, negatively.
I know, that's the thing. And so, yeah, like Unhinged says, yeah, he gets Ultimate Wolverine because of the art, and the guest artist that they have is also pretty good. It's one. I guess it's just always standard now. You can't keep the same artist on.
Yeah, again, doing it again. What's going on here? But go on. You're good.
Anyways, besides that, yeah, it's at sea. I'm thinking about dropping it, but again, the art's good, so yeah.
Well, and you tell me the story's getting weaker, so if the story just keeps on getting weaker, then you're just gonna drop it, even with the art being great.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Next was that
it's Red Coat.
Red Coat, which is part of the Ghost Machine.
Yeah, Jeff Johns and Brian Hitch.
Brian Hitch. I am putting this at C.
C. Ooh, ouch. Jeff Johns. And
yeah, it's one of those things where it's good when it's good, but it's also not good when it's not good. And it's also just been slowly, grinding down. It's right now, like, again, I've been reading the issues for a while. It was like slowly declining, and then it just now started to pick back up because they're actually going to do something now.
Right.
And so it's
okay. All right.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm putting it at C. It could go higher. I'm thinking it probably would, because they're finally going to integrate it with Geiger and some of the other characters and stuff like that.
All right.
So it's like they're finally getting to it after, like, again, 20 issues or something like that now. How many is it? It's been, I don't know. My app's not working.
No.
But
Jason, Jason here says a monthly book is a grind, which is absolutely true. You're absolutely right about that. And I guess artist lets them get caught up so they won't fall behind, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair that's a fair counter to what I said, Jason. However, I feel like if you're a Marvel or a DC and you've been in business for as long as they have, I can't help but wonder, what did the artists of old did different then?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
because you think of Walt Simonson, you think of Frank Miller, you think of all these artists that during the time were grinding and putting out these books monthly. Why were they able to stay on time? What was it that they were doing different? And I'm my guess, I don't know if this is true. Again, I'm just guessing, is that Jim Shooter, when he was running things, he probably got far ahead of it. Meaning, you're gonna get on this book, and we're gonna get these issues done before we release it. That's my guess. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. But you're right. The grind is real. You gotta be built a certain way to keep up with the crazy deadlines that they have at the comic books publishers. So That'd be a good topic. That'd be a good topic. So 14 issues.
14 issues is what it's at right now. And like again, after 14 issues, it's starting to really get good. You know.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be right there for now. But it's at that precipice, like I said, where if I get one or two more bad issues, I'm dropping it.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm done.
To add to Jason's thought here, looser pencils and whatnot. Has Brian Hitch been the artist consistently for the past 14 issues?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Brian Hitch. But Brian Hitch is also the inker as well, or at least he also does some inks. But yeah, he's been the penciler and inker for all of them.
Okay, well, there you go. I guess some people are built stronger than others. I have no idea. Again, we're just guessing here, but let's Jason's like touche. Touche.
All right. So next we have Rook. Exodus. A.
All right. Another one meeting the A. Rook. Again, I read a few issues of this. This is the best one out of all the Ghost Machine books that that they sold out, they put out and, see if I was interested. This was the only one that kept my interest when I read it. Geiger, not so much. Red Coat, I was like, it sounds cool. It sounds like a premise I would be into, but I don't like the long, unless it's interesting. Then if it's dragging out, I really don't like to read those kind of books. But Rook was the one where I was like, oh, this is good. I like this. Mm-hmm. I like where the character is at. I like the premise. I like the stakes. I like the backstory of the character. My only major gripe was that all these wild animals in the stories are huge monsters, practically, but the crows are regular sized birds. Now, what the hell was that all about? Why couldn't you make the crows the size of freaking bears? That would have been amazing. But go on, Kyle. Why is Rook in your A list?
Rook is one, like, again, when they first introduced all three of these titles with Rook, Redcoat, and Geiger. Redcoat was the one that I was looking to the most, then Geiger, and then Rook. It has since changed, where Rook is the one that I loved the most out of all the titles, because
it's the most solid.
It was the most solid. It was the most different out of all of them. It was something that was really cool. I loved the world building aspect of it. It felt like a very interesting and cool sci-fi story that you don't see very often. And I really enjoyed the different aspects of them to control different types of animals and stuff like this on this new Earth and everything. And the fact that the main character wants to go and leave and go back to the main Earth. And he keeps getting stopped, and he's got some personal problems and all this stuff that happens. And so I've been loving this series. Now, the thing I don't love about it is that they took a stupid hiatus in between it. And I had to deal with these other comic books, and I could have been reading Rook.
Well, let me ask you this. Did they take the break in the middle of a storyline, or did they finish a story arc first and then they took the break?
They finished the story and then they took the break, which is all right.
Come on, that's fine. That's
I know, but then. I wanted more, and I wanted.
No, I know, but in all fairness, as long as they finished the story arc and didn't leave you hanging and made you wait a year for the next, volume to come out, I don't mind it. I actually kind of like it because, as to add to what Jason said about artists getting breaks, I think it's a good break. I think that's personally, I think that's a great example of taking a break in between major storylines, because who's the artist? Jason
Fabok.
Fantastic artist. I mean, he does not spare any detail in any of his pages, and I imagine that's extremely time consuming to draw the way he does. And the fact that he was able to keep up and still deliver. Was it a monthly title or a bi-monthly title? Do you remember?
It was monthly.
It was monthly. It's still, it's a testament to his skill. And why not take a break? I mean, maybe he needed to recharge. And as long as they finish the storyline, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But it's coming out again. It's gonna be. It's gonna be released soon.
That's what I'm saying. So it's why it's on this list. It's good. Definitely pick it up. Because it's gonna be a new storyline and everything too. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So next on the list is Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man. I am putting this in B.
B. Okay. B. Average, huh?
Yes. It's really good when there's action. However, there are a lot of issues where it's just talking heads.
Well, I mean, that's kind of Jonathan Hickman's bag, don't you think?
Yes.
Have you read any of Jonathan Hickman's older stuff at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, you're probably not used to that, but yeah, Jonathan Hickman is notorious for writing books that involve a lot of talking or narration. But I dig it. I know it's Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but go on. So, your thoughts as to why it's B.
Basically, yeah. For that reason, it's like when it has action and then the story's going, it's really good, and the artist is really good. It's what's his name? Marco Cacciulio. Cacciulio. I am butchering that name, but anyway, really good. Really good. And then they go and they have a random person come in to do a different storyline that's just all talking, and then it just drops like a rock. So, and then once he gets back on and they get to action again, then it picks back up. So when there's action, it's great. When it's just talking heads, it's pretty boring.
So yeah, it does meet the middle part then for you.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
That's where I put it fair. At.
All right. Next on the list is Geiger from another book from Ghost Machine.
Ghost Machine, Geiger, I am putting at D.
D. You're dropping it.
I'm dropping Geiger.
Wow, man. Well, I mean, to be fair, I did read a few issues of this book. You let me borrow some issues. You were nice enough to let me read them. And I have to say, man, I agree with you. The issues that I did read, I was like, wait, what the hell's going on in this book? Like, why is nothing happening in this book?
Exactly.
Why is the artist wasting double page spreads on stuff that's not really impactful? And it confused me. And again, no knock on is it Gary Frank who's the artist of the
Gary
series?
Frank.
Yeah, Gary Frank is an amazing artist. Like no one can touch Gary Frank.
Yeah, he's amazing. The art is amazing.
Yeah, but for some reason the story is just not. It doesn't click. It's not clicking. It didn't click for me when I read it because I was looking forward to it because I was like, dude, Gary Frank drawing a luminescent like character. This is pretty rad, but. Yeah, wow. So you're dropping it, huh? You're not even bothering
dropping it. It's been 15. It's been more than 15 issues. I dropped it because nothing happens. Nothing happens in the story that I care about. I don't necessarily care for Geiger. I don't necessarily care for all the people that he's with. They could, die and replace him with some other character, and it wouldn't have changed the story at all. It's one of those things where he serves no purpose. He just wanders about and there's no goal for him. And even when there is a semi goal for him of him trying to get rid of his powers, it's like not even that, because then it's then he changes his mind and he wants to actually keep his powers and all that stuff because he wants to do good or something like that. But it's like I just don't care.
I mean, that sounds like a hero's journey, but it's not I guess
it's not well written, and the thing is too that there's not a definitive bad guy pursuing him. Like they have random bad guys that are like generally pursuing him.
Yeah,
but it's just like there's not one guy, and there's not any. I don't really necessarily care for any of the characters. Like I said, none of them are particularly like characters that are either like really funny that the jokes land, or like really serious that I can take into account. It's like I just don't care for it. I was on longer than I thought I was going to be on with this series, and at this point now, I'm just done. I don't want to keep on.
Wow. Okay. All right. Next on the list.
Yeah.
Transformers.
Also, this one has a little bit of an asterisk on for now, but A.
Well, I mean, yeah. Come on.
Now it's almost it's like it's between A and S. It's like it's about there. I'm saying A because it's not 100% there. Like every single issue is amazing, everything, but it's like it's so close to being that. It's
Daniel Warren Johnson.
Daniel Warren Johnson, fantastic in the story. I love the story. He's just now gone to where it's like really big battles, really big, you got Megatron, you've got Optimus Prime. It's like, it's very obviously, like Transformers always is. And so Optimus is saving the humans, Megatron, them want to bring Megatron, the Cybertron back and all that stuff. But the way that he lays it out, the way that the art is done is fantastic. There's so many new cool characters. Like I'm not a huge Transformers fan. I don't know a whole lot of the characters besides like pretty much the ones that were in the Bayverse movies. And that's about it. So there's a lot of characters that I'm learning about that I know are fan favorites. And I can see why they're fan favorites because they're also some of my favorites as well. So not only does he get the main characters right, he gets the side characters right as well. And I think that's what really is strong about this series.
Are you looking forward to Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora taking over the title?
That's what's concerning for me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I know you ranked Void Rivals at a C. And that's written by Robert Kirkman, but maybe he was just waiting until Daniel Warren Johnson finished his run, and he's gonna hit all cylinders when he leaves, and he's able to take over Transformers and actually tell the story he wants to tell. That's gonna combine G.I. Joe, Void Rivals, and Transformers.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the only reason why I was hanging Void Rivals around to begin with, anyway.
Okay. Jason says, I wasn't into Transformers as a comic until this run. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? It's Daniel Warren Johnson is like the top tier artist currently, and it was the smartest thing that Robert Kirkman could have done, which was, hey, how about you start the series, give us your fantastic art, and just go with it. And it sounds like he did. He sounds like he let loose. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So, next issue is Bug Wars.
Bug Wars by Image, written by Jason Aaron. I don't know who the artist
another
is.
Jason Aaron and Ahmad Astar. I'm for butchering his name, but I am putting this in A.
A, all right. Look at that.
Nice. This one has been the like diamond in the rough almost, where it's like one that I had no idea when I picked it up. I just barely heard about it in like the whispers of comic book shops that like, oh, Bug Wars is cool. And then I'm like, I saw some other video about it like randomly on YouTube, like, oh yeah, check out Bug Wars. And I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting in the comic book shop one day and I see it on the shelf and I'm like, all right, I'll try it. I took it home and I read it and I instantly fell in love with it. It is so good. I can't tell you how good it is. It's one of those things where it's very fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. There's a lot of really creative way they integrate the bugs and what we like know about bugs with these characters. It's basically just like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Nice.
So
cool.
It's really fun. Again, like I said, they don't take themselves too seriously. They like to have a lot of fun with it. And I think that's what makes it so good because they do have fun with it. And they like to make a lot of puns and jokes and stuff like that with bugs and people and the different, houses and stuff like that. That's the different types and stuff. It's really great. I highly recommend picking it up.
Awesome. All right. Next on the list is Terminator, published by
Terminator. I am putting This one's tricky because I'm gonna say B.
B. Oh, you know what? Not bad. Not bad.
It's not bad. The thing is, like, every single issue has a different artist for it. So the storyline, the premise of the whole series is fantastic. It's really good. The premise of the story is that it doesn't follow John Connor and Sarah Connor, all of them. In this series, Skynet is basically, we have where Skynet went and sent Terminators back in the movies to kill John Connor and Sarah Connor. But to cover all of its bases, it also sent Terminators back to try to take out all of the future leaders of the Resistance in the future. So all of John Connor's generals and sergeants and all the other people that make up how his army in the future, they send Terminators back to kill them as well. So
what a great premise. Very, very great premise. Strong premise.
They also do so much in this series, like with explaining lore background on how Skynet learned how to time travel and what it needed to time travel from there's a really great issue. It's been like a couple issues back. It's all from Skynet's perspective on what it needs to do to get time travel and work out the kinks in time travel. And it is phenomenal story. There's so many issues. The only problems I have with it is that the artist keeps changing and that they don't give enough time for the story. Like, they have a really good premise and they have a really good thing going with this one story, but it's only for that one issue. And then they completely do something else for the next issue. I'm like, can you at least give me 2 issues on it? Maybe 3, give me some more of the story. I'm begging you here because it's so good. And then you switch and then it's terrible artist that's on it. And then I hate it. But then the next issue is fantastic. So
I can see the dilemma you have going on with this book.
I'm so frustrated because it's so good, but then also some issues are so bad. So it's like
it's like a schizophrenic in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
Eric, just a quick recap. What we're doing here in tonight's show is that Kyle is sharing all the books that he's read, and he's recommending which ones you guys should pick up and read, and which ones he's dropping, and which ones not really worth picking up. And that's pretty much what this whole show is about. So catch the replay so that way you can find out exactly which books he enjoys. So it's S is top tier. You should be reading it. You shouldn't be missing it now. And then A is great. You should pick it up. And then B is all right. And then so on and so forth.
C is like, we're getting to lower right now. And then D is for drop.
So he's like, a Kyle tier list. Yes. That's exactly what it is.
So okay. Anyway.
Next on the list.
Yeah. Next is Battle Beast.
Beast.
Robert Kirkman and
Ryan Ottley.
I am putting this in A.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It is.
Battle Beast, I will say, is a fantastic series. It's great to see Ryan Ottley drawing things from the Invincible universe again. It's great that Robert Kirkman got something from it. Had a new story to share it with this character, and so far I've been really enjoying what I've been reading. But go on, Kyle.
There's action. I love it. There's action. I can actually read a story and it have action in it, and it's for a majority of the story too.
Yes, I will say yes. It's been fantastic because of that reason.
It's like that automatically gives it like 2 extra bumps up from any other book because stuff happens in it. The story itself and the premise is pretty bare bones. Basically, it's just Battle Beast going around trying to find who's toughest.
Yeah.
And that's cool. It. So, but it works because, again, Ryan Ottley's art is fantastic. The amount of detail that he's able to put in it is great. And then also the aliens and stuff that he fights with are very unique and very different from each issue.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun reading it. And yeah, definitely recommend.
Next on the list is Helverine.
Helverine. I am putting that at D.
D, you're dropping it?
Dropping Helverine.
You're dropping Helverine. Oh dang. Eric, I know you came a little late, but D is pretty much he's dropping the book. He's no longer going to buy it anymore or read it after this explanation.
Yeah.
He's asking if you've read Berserker yet. But
I have not read Berserker yet. It's one where I've got a lot of books that I'm
I know.
into. So
we're talking about that already in the show that we just have piles of books that we have to catch up reading. But okay, Helverine, you're dropping Helverine. How many issues has Wolverine been into? And by the way, it's written by Benjamin Percy and drawn by who's the artist?
It's done by Raphael Lenko.
Apologies for butchering the name.
I'm horrible at names. We've gone over this many a times, but this series, man, it started off with being a crossover event in the Ghost Rider series. It blew up because people liked the premise so much that they then did. It's a really weird story because then they did a mini series called Helverine. It was a 4-issue mini series. And then that did well. But then since they said, well, we already said it was a 4-issue miniseries, let's just relaunch it again. Also called exactly Helverine. Don't change the name at all. And then just make this an ongoing series. So when you picked that picture for Helverine, that's actually the miniseries of the same name that was done just a year before the actual series of the same name. So it's confusing from that aspect. And on top of that, it was good in the beginning because it was Helverine. He was discovering his powers. He was just basically doing a Monster of the Week type thing. And it was really good. And then they teased Hellhulk. And then they teased a battle between Helverine and Hellhulk. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great. This is the spark that's going to launch this book into the stratosphere because we're going to get this awesome battle between Hellhulk and Helverine. 5 issues later, 6 issues later, 7 issues later,
wow,
still no battle between Hellhulk and Helverine.
What's the delay? What's the? Are they building it up, or I'm assuming they're building it up?
Like they're not really building it up very much. They're just like basically Hellhulk was in pieces, and he had to go out and find all the different pieces of Hellhulk so they can put them together. And then the other bad guy that was like a double-crossing agent is going to finally complete him. And then he's going to take him to go and fight the guy and everything. But that's going to be next issue. And then you get to the next issue and like, all right, we're going to fight now. Well, we got to do this other thing first. And then the next issue, we're going to fight. And then, they're going to meet. And then next issue, they're going to fight. But wait, then there's something else. But the next issue, they're going to fight. And it's just been like that for so long now. It feels like it's been for so long that I'm done. Even I was holding it out. I was holding this. It's been, 4 issues now. 5 issues, technically. And of build up of this fight. And I'm pissed at that because I've been wanting the stupid fight to happen so I can get on with it.
Oh man, that sounds like that sounds like the Dragon Ball Z episode where they keep delaying, the big fight between Goku and whoever the big baddie is in whichever series it is. Yeah. Wow, that's unfortunate that's the case with this series. And wow, okay, wow. So you're dropping Helverine, huh?
I'm dropping Helverine.
Gosh. So, all right. Next on the list, let's move on.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern by Jeremy Adams and
S tier.
S. Now, oh wow. Okay.
Now again, I might have a little bit of bias because Green Lantern is my favorite character, and so you got to take into that account for a little bit. However, I have to say that this series has been so good. It is, I want to say, on par with Jeff Johns' run of Green Lantern because
that's a bold statement, man.
it's it's rigged. Well, it's my list. I can do what I want with it. So it's been so good. What Jeremy Adams was able to do here in this series was basically take what Jeff Johns did and what everybody's been, because Green Lantern kind of is, again, it's kind of basically the same thing that happened with what Jeff Johns did, where Green Lantern was kind of in this kind of wonky state for a while. Then Jeff Johns came in, brought in brand new concepts, brand new things, revitalized it, and brought it up to a top. And then he left, and then kind of went down again. And now Jeremy Adams comes in with brand new stories, brand new ideas, and it's bringing it up as well. And there's a lot of really cool stuff that's happening in this series. A lot of stuff that I didn't think was going to work out in the beginning when he was first setting it up, but he does a lot of setups and payoffs, which is good.
Nice.
And that's what I really like about it. There's a lot of setups and payoffs, and he also listens to his fans too, because there's a thing in there where the editor made a mistake on how the ships have been flown in the series because they made a reference to something else. And I talked to him at a convention, and he says, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I already heard the feedback. We're working on it." And we finally got to that issue, and he did make a little blurb about it. It's like, "Why have you been flying the ship weird this whole time, or backwards?" So
nice.
It's been really good, really fun. I would definitely check out Green Lantern, and then especially when it connects with Green Lantern Corps. I know it's in B's tier right now, but when them two are doing crossover events, you got to pick up both of them.
Okay, well said. All right. Next on the list is Spider-Man Wolverine by
Spider-Man Wolverine.
I think it's Mark Guggenheim and Kara Andrews.
Yes, I am putting this in B.
B. Wow, B, really, huh?
B is a good popcorn book that I'm calling it.
Okay. All right.
The art is surprisingly very fun, and the story on it's been really fun as well. It's like it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's one of those things where they make a lot of callbacks to different issues, and they like swapping places and all this stuff.
Yeah, so far it's been very interesting.
It's like almost like at a certain point it was almost like a Freaky Friday type of thing where they like switch lines almost type of thing.
Yeah.
It's one of those books where it's like the art's really cool. It's not a hard read. You can just pick it up and have some fun. So it's a good, just basic book. So
okay. All right.
Put it in B.
I'll give my two. I'll give my 2 cents on it. I have been thoroughly enjoying this short series. I don't know if it's a short series or a long running series, but it was a breath of fresh air for me because the artwork was such a callback to the 90s, and Kara Andrews just hitting all cylinders with this book in terms of art. And the second issue, was it the second or the third issue where they had their fight?
Second.
It was okay. So the second issue was extremely refreshing because from beginning to the very end of the issue is just a nonstop fight between Wolverine and Spider-Man, and the way it was presented, the way it was like the pacing of the action and the fight scenes was so well done that I actually nerded out by the end of the issue. Yeah. Like actually, literally, like I was like, oh, whoa! Like just like again, it brought me back to my teenage years when I used to read comic books pretty much every day, during that time, and it brought back a little bit of that excitement that I used to have when I would read an extremely well written and well executed issue. But go on, Kyle, to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, like I said, it's a good popcorn book because it's a lot of fun. And that's about as much as I can say for it. It's just it's a lot of fun. And it's something that is a breath of fresh air in some of these comic books that you have fun. And there's action. So gives it points right away.
Key.
Yeah.
All right, last on the list.
There's one that's missing that we didn't add. That you didn't add.
Oh, which one?
One that we've been talking about for a while. Certain Batman.
Oh, absolute Batman. Oh gosh, my bad. All right, well, I mean, we're running out of time anyway, so let's just have this be the last one.
All right. I'll save Absolute Batman. I can tell. I can just say what it is after it. But for right now, Aquaman. I am putting this in A.
Okay.
Now it's very close to S. Very close to S. So A. Aquaman. Yeah, A for Aquaman because it again, Jeremy Adams. Action, setups, payoffs, stakes, and just references galore. There is so many things that he does with Aquaman that revitalizes the character, that gives him so much more autonomy and power that it blows my mind. That basically, I mean, from what I gathered from just reading this, DC is just like, do whatever you want with Aquaman. We don't care whatsoever. Just give him everything. Do whatever you want. And he's doing it, man. Basically, Aquaman is just becoming the most powerhouse, overpowered guy that you could possibly imagine. And I'm loving it because it's great. He makes so many references to other characters and other storylines and other things that it's so cool. He's bringing back the blue, which is what Alan Moore brought in with Swamp Thing with the green, and then also with Animal Man, the red, where it's like this power, this like cosmic power type thing. Aquaman now has the ability to control water, which is like, it's like one of those things where it's like, wait,
like a no-brainer, right? Like,
that's
how come no one ever thought of it?
Things that you could have done for him because it makes him so much more useful now, where he doesn't have to be just the hero when there's a water issue. You just call Aquaman. Now he can actually be with the Justice League and like, oh, let me just go and take this like fountain water and then like water bend and actually like be useful. And so awesome. And then he's got a brand new trident that also just can transform into a sword. So that's awesome. And again, so many and then he's got his team that he's with, where it's like they're in the Nautilus, captained by Captain Nemo, and he's got like the Lady of the Lake from old medieval chivalry tales as like his partner. And then he's also brought back the Wonder Twins, with the one Wonder Twin that can turn into water and basically be a manifestation of living water as his sidekick. So it's like he's basically pulling from so many different things and so many different like historical elements and different things like that, and just putting it all into one, and it's been great. So I can't
now based off your enthusiastic explanation as to why it's A, why isn't it on the S, Kyle?
Like I said, it's right there. I think, honestly, put it in S. Now that I'm thinking, I convinced myself. I wanted to be A for Aquaman, but S. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend picking it up and reading it, because it is so good and refreshing to see like Aquaman actually be cool and having a lot of power in the story, and again action. There's lots of action. And
so it sounds like Jeremy Adams is pretty much the right guy they hired to revitalize. I mean, Green Lantern, I wouldn't consider him a C list or even the B list hero. He's an A list hero. Aquaman, he kind of goes in and out of it, right? Sometimes he's like cool and sometimes he's not. I think Warner Brothers or DC were kind of hoping that Jason Momoa's portrayal of Aquaman would revitalize the character, but it didn't really do that. It kind of just made it whatever. Because I even to this day, I still think that Jason Momoa was miscast as Aquaman. He shouldn't have been Aquaman. If anything, he should have been Lobo. And I'm glad that James Gunn fixed that, and now he's going to be Lobo in the Supergirl movie that's coming up, which is absolutely perfect for him. So. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that Aquaman is doing fantastic. That he has these like new powers that's gonna make him a big deal in the in DC world, which is cool.
Yeah, I know it's and there's also consequences too, and that's what's really cool about this series is that even though Aquaman gets so overpowered in this series, there's a lot of consequences that happens in this series that's like detrimental and to his character, and like some big stuff happens, and so it's really good because it's like he's struggling with his priorities of being a king but also a father to his sons and stuff like that. So
wow, amazing. That's great. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. So we finally made it to the list.
Yeah, well, there's also one more that wasn't added. I'll just say right now, Absolute Batman is S tier.
Absolute Batman. Yeah, sorry I couldn't get the image, guys, but yeah, I will agree with Kyle. Absolute Batman has been fantastic consistently. I just wish, again, my only gripe is that I wish Nick DeGrota would stick around and finish the story arc before he takes his breaks, because it does kind of throw things off in terms of getting being into the story and losing yourself in the story when you're reading it. But this current guest artist for this issue was a great choice. If you guys have not read that latest issue, please pick it up and check it out because it's a freaking we're gonna do this. We're gonna do let's talk about it. I mean, let's talk about it. Is it worth the pickup regarding that issue? But we're gonna hold off until next week's show because this just took longer than expected, but it was a great. It was cool.
I got too hyped up on it, man.
No, it's all good. Dude.
I'm
it's all
sweating
good.
over here. I'm like,
it's a great list because it really does like showcase that you really are reading the books. You're not just full of it.
Yeah,
you actually are genuinely excited, or you lose the excitement, reading some of these books. So let's go down the list. Let's start with the S tier. Remember, guys, S tier is Kyle's books that you have to get, and if you have not gotten them, shame on you. You should get them yesterday. So
where have you been? Under a rock?
Yeah, exactly. So the first one on the list is the Ninja Turtle book by Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira, which is unfortunately coming to an end after issue 12. But if you could find issue 6 through 12, pick those issues up.
Yes.
Get the the trade if they ever do make a trade, because
I'm sure they will.
That is, I mean, that's like A-level top tier stuff that they both did for this storyline. Second on the list is Conan the Barbarian, written by Jim Zub and drawn by various artists.
All of them good.
And like Kyle said, if you missed out, watch the replay so you can see Kyle's explanation as to why Conan is top tier and why you should get Conan yesterday once again. And I agree with them. Conan is super solid when it comes to consistency with Jim Zub. Third on the list is Green Lantern, written by Jeremy Adams and drawn by I don't know the butcher the person's name. Well, whatever the case, you have to get it. It's been great. It's top tier. And then the fourth on the list is Aquaman, as he explained. It's just Jeremy Adams has been adding so much lore to the character that now I think it's safe to say he's going to be a top tier danger to the DC universe, which is great, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Next on the line, the A list, which is he still highly recommends it. But again, no rush. You could just, if you see the latest issue, pick it up. And then if you get the back issues, go pick those up too. First is the Red Hulk, which is apparently extremely good. It's about him.
You were surprised by that when I
was surprised. I really was surprised on that because
me too.
Yeah, because but when you explained the premise, it made sense. I was like, oh, but that's cool. I like that his powers got taken away, and now he has to escape without using the Hulk's powers, which is like perfect.
He has to use his tactical mind.
There you go, and that's how you make a compelling story. Second is G.I. Joe, by Joshua Williamson, and who's the artist again for this one? You know,
I can't remember.
Well, whatever the case, G.I. Joe, Rook, Transformers, Bug Wars, and Battle Beast. So those 6 titles you should pick up if you have not done so already. They're worth your every dollar. And again, price point is important now, so it's worth picking up those books. B list is your average okay books. They're kind of on the verge of either or going up.
Yeah,
it just depends on where it goes.
There's some that are like popcorn reads. There are ones that are like good when they do the crossovers, and then there's other ones that are like they're getting to that point where it's like they're still good, but it's still kind of
right. It could go either way depending on how it goes, right? Yeah. So first on that list is Green Lantern Corps, again by Jeremy Adams, but he apparently is the co-writer, so there's another writer who's helping him write the scripts for those stories. And then there is the Godzilla versus King Kong versus Justice League part 2. The second, I guess, version, not the second series, the second series of that crossover. Then there's Absolute Superman, and then there's Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice, Ultimate Spider-Man, Terminator by Dynamite Comics, and Spider-Man Wolverine. C list is right like below, not worth your money, not worth your time. It's right there close to being dropped because maybe it might pick up, but it's looking like it's not going to pick up.
But it's like it's right on the edge. Like 1 or 2 more issues that are iffy, then it's done.
It's done. So you have Absolute Flash, which I was surprised because Jeff Lemire, like I said earlier in the show, is a great solid writer. So the fact that he's taking them 6 issues to show off the power is kind of surprising for me. And you're telling me the slow burn is not very well done either. So
it's the slow burn and it's the Flash. I don't understand that.
Second is Void Rivals by Robert Kirkman and various artists. Ultimate Wolverine and Redcoat, which is right on the verge. And D is pretty much books that you gave up on. Don't even bother. It's not even worth your effort. It's not even worth your reading time, your money, or anything like that. And that is Amazing Spider-Man by Joe Kelly and various artists, Geiger and Helverine. Those 3 books he dropped. That he does not recommend you get at all because it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, Absolute. Oh, yeah. Absolute Batman was S.
Absolute Batman was S. We just forgot to add the picture.
Yeah, my bad. Again, that's my fault. I was the one preparing everything. But next week we will review the latest issue of Absolute Batman.
Yeah.
Is it worth the pickup because it's worth reviewing? It really is a solid issue, and we want to talk about that and break it down for you guys. But that's it, guys. This is Kyle's list of books that you should definitely pick up or check out or drop. Oh man, we lost a subscriber, dude.
Ah man.
Dang it. No, Jason. No.
Yeah, but again, this is subjective. Obviously, this is my list.
Yes.
Again, a little bit of bias for Green Lantern as well, but I mean, I would say, because most of these books that I've been reading is stuff that I've seen other people been picking up, and also ones that whenever I go to my local comic shop usually sell out pretty fast,
right?
Or they're going by. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, they're good, and I think that more people should be reading these books, and also, vice versa, maybe not be reading some of these books and you're holding on for a little bit too long.
Yeah. And we understand that there are fans of, some of these books that Kyle put in the C and the D list, which is fine. Absolutely fine. If you enjoy it, great. Keep reading it, keep enjoying it, because that's what it's all about. We're all about reading comics. We're all about talking about comics, and we're all about having fun. So we could we could, jab one another. Oh yeah, we shouldn't be reading, all Amazing Spider-Man or Wolverine. What are you thinking? And then have a nice little back and forth with that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you're enjoying it, hey, keep enjoying it. Who cares what we have to say or think about the book, right? But we know, again, comics are expensive now. They're $5 a pop. Yeah. So I mean, maybe you thought maybe you want to like it. And maybe now that Kyle said it out loud, maybe it's going to solidify, like, oh, maybe I'm not the only one who thinks this isn't very good. So, Justin Soto says, great show. I enjoyed it so much. I'll make a sock puppet account on YouTube and subscribe to you guys. Oh, thank you, man.
There you go. Yeah,
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, let's balloon up those numbers with fake accounts.
Exactly. Bring all the bot accounts on.
Yeah. I'll bring it on. Yeah, subscribe and don't forget. If you're new to the show, if you just came on and you missed the first half of the show, subscribe, watch the replay, and check it out because Kyle does have good taste in comics. At least
like the show, watch our other videos, all that
stuff. With that said, I have a quick announcement before we call it a night, and that is next week, next Friday, I am going to have a crowdfunding campaign of a project that I wrote and produced called The Ghetto Dragon. Book 1, Street Wars. That's going to launch next Friday. We're going to have a launch party here. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but I'm going to try to make it as fun as possible. But yes, come back next week. Check out what I have to offer you guys because you don't want to miss what I'm going to offer you guys when the campaign goes live because it's I'm hoping you guys will enjoy what I'm going to offer. It's different. I'm taking it in a different direction here. And I don't know if it's going to work out, but I guess we're going to have to find out when they jump in the pool, right?
Yeah.
Benjamin is asking, have you tried New Gods?
Yeah, I've been seeing some other chats and stuff like that of some other books and things. There are other books that I have picked up and I'm currently reading. But there's ones that these are the ones that I felt that I could talk about the most. And I've been reading consistently for. So the other issues I've been a little again, we talked about earlier this issue. I have piles of books. So it's like I go through the ones that I really know that I'm gonna love, and then the other ones that I'm still iffy on kind of get pushed to the bottom a little bit. So there's other ones that I read, I just haven't read through enough to give a real answer to. So these are the ones that I know what my stance were on them. As far as New Gods, I read a few issues. I haven't read enough to give my full thoughts on it. I have more issues. I just haven't read them.
All right. Well, there you go. There's your answer, Ben. So yeah, guys, again, Ghetto Dragon Book 1 Street Wars will launch next week. Again, I'm trying something new with this crowdfunding thing after, the previous campaigns. And I'm hoping this is something that I don't think I've seen it yet, but I could be wrong, obviously. But yeah, come back next week. Check out Ghetto Dragon, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Any last words, Kyle, before we call it a night?
I mean, just every new interaction is a new experience. I butchered that. Every new interaction is a new experience, and remember to build those experiences and read more comics.
I'm gonna have to upgrade my AI subscription to get a better Kyle to work properly. But okay, guys, have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Read more comics. Peace.
Bye, guys.
It was an ordinary night during an ordinary jog when Matt Guerra stepped into his destiny. Using his Jeet Kune Do, Matt teaches would-be violators that the cost of crime is too high for them to afford. But little does Matt know, his act of bravery has run afoul of Los Valientes, Orange County's most notorious street gang. The head of Los Valientes, the mysterious Dreamer, decides to make an example out of Matt. And amidst a brutal game of tit-for-tat, where anyone could get caught in the crossfire, Matt Guerra must bring an end to Los Valientes' wave of crime before his loved ones pay the ultimate price for his heroism. Matt Guerra is the Ghetto Dragon.